Hello.
It is Wednesday, and it is the weekend before Memorial Day, and I don't know, I'm doing the whole Danny Terrio collar thing. You're falling off your chair.
I know.
My collar's all busted up.
It's all right.
It's that kind of week.
Yes.
But anyway, it is stat time.
It's stat time for New Jersey.
For Monmouth and Ocean.
Yes.
And boy, if you are looking at data, so many things happening. Oh, God. This is such strange times as a general. And hello to our fans on... We're going to be looking up and down.
Yes.
And hopefully you have questions related to what's going on with the real estate market. Because it's absolutely... it's crazy.
It is.
This is a crazy time. And I can tell you, people your age, this is not... I'm going to give you the contrast because it's just so wild. Like the contrast between one market, like what you would expect out of a real estate market, why this is happening, when does it end, when does it be, like it's really, since COVID, there's so much things like that are just, they're out of whack. Because if you know, you go on TikTok, and I spend a lot on both platforms.
Yes.
You don't want to ignore the fact that we are on Facebook Live.
Nope.
But I will say quickly that the TikTok has been talking so much about like all these people like about job losses and like the economy and like people applying to 7,000 jobs and nobody responding, and it's like, and it's there's something going on, and it's like, and then you get the reports, it's completely different. Then like the stock market's at an all-time high, both S&P 500. It's there's somebody typed something, I don't know. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Is that it?
Yeah, it says hello.
You're a little bit of a distance, so it's pardon the not being able to read everything right off the bat.
Yeah.
You may see us squinting in a little bit.
Yeah.
But the big thing is like what is going on with the whole real estate market, because it continues to heat up even in spite of rates. There are a couple of things that are starting to show up though. In certain markets, and I always say like Florida is a good harbinger for like everything kind of starts in Florida with the real estate market. And from what I understand what's happening in Florida now is inventory has begun to creep up quite a bit. So with that being said, does that mean that eventually it's going to make its way up here? Although there are some things notable, there are some notable things in the data that suggest that new listings are on the increase in New Jersey as well. So we're going to get into all those little details. And if you have a question, feel free. I'm just really upset today. Just the thing on my nose thing on my glasses broke off, and I'm like, it's like digging into my nose.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tough, terrible times. I do need. I'm supposed to get new frames. I never get around to getting them because I'm always busy with something.
Yeah.
But
you do.
yeah,
You've been
I'm already
saying
out of
that.
fashion. I know. I've been saying it. It's just getting the time to do it. So let's get into the numbers because there are some things that we are starting to see. Nothing too notable.
No, yeah, nothing crazy.
Except for the average sold price. This is crazy, guys. Like, when does it? And this is this part that's scared. Look, there's no, and I hate to say this, as I've gotten, you like, I'm not used to, like, you don't see prices appreciate this high without some type of pullback. And in the same vein, people don't want it to pull back. People are always used to a housing trajectory going like this. It's really gone like this. And now it's like the affordability crunch, and people are having a hard time, like, trying to find the right house, and that's something that's happening, especially in Monmouth County. There's still multiple bids again. and it's slim pickings.
Yeah.
We just lost somebody. Just somebody who bid $70,000 over list price. $70,000 over list price, and they still did not get the house.
Really?
Or 50,000, I believe. 50. Sorry. I think they wanted getting an offer. I think somewhere I said 50. Someone made a question. No.
I can't even read that.
It said, "Beautiful one, sleep is on." Sorry. I don't know. I have a habit of reading stupid comments.
Yeah.
It's nice comments, nothing horrible, but I gotta watch when I read these things aloud. I have a problem with reading comments aloud. Especially if they shouldn't be read.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I read it aloud? I gotta stop reading these things aloud. So I need a realtor. Oh, well, give us a call. That's awesome.
That's what we do. Well, he does.
I own the place.
Yes. The broker.
Yes. But the big thing is like what's going on with Jersey.
Yeah.
So let's get into the numbers, Keri. There's some numbers that I guess point to the direction of the continuation of the hot streak.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the price of I always say housing goes along with price of Bitcoin. And that keeps accelerating. I keep trying to get Keri involved.
I know, you do. I'm going to have to one day.
One day. She got to buy it, like, I told her to buy it like going to 30,000. It's not like 70 today. She would have been.
I would have.
Our bank won't allow it to get it.
No, they don't.
they don't want any more. They don't want more outflows.
Yeah, they don't want to get.
But anyway, I need a female dog.
Okay.
Well, you go check out our webpage and you can find one.
Yes.
So anyway, let's get into the numbers, Keri. What do you got?
So the average days on market year over year is the same at 38 days, but it's actually down month over month, about almost 10% down, decrease.
Days on the market is down 10%.
Yeah.
Month over month.
Month over month.
So that's showing you the continued acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
So a 10%, is pretty notable. So a 10% decline in the average days on the market is notable, and it's a precursor for prices accelerating forward. So when we look at days on the market decreasing, it's a leading indicator saying that there's more demand. The demand is growing, because obviously as days on the market shrink, that's one of the first leading indicators you're going to look at. Mm-hmm. So we're starting to see that again accelerate. And I've said this before, the market pivots on interest rates quite heavily. So I think the rates got into they started creeping under 7 for a little bit. As soon as they creeped under 7, the frenzy began, and that seems to be the benchmark, between 7 and 7, maybe 7.5. Mm. Once you start going 7.5 on over the interest rates, you start seeing drawbacks. You start seeing activity drop. But again, it's showing that there's still legs in this market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Monmouth and Ocean. It's hotter than Staten Island is.
Yeah.
It's beating Staten Island by a bunch. So by every stretch of the imagination, it is beating Staten Island by quite a bit as far as the acceleration of home prices. I think some places in Monmouth County have either matched or in some cases exceeded values here. So there you have it.
There you got it, guys. But the month's inventory decreased about 5% year over year, and almost 13% month over month.
That's showing the same trend that we've been seeing. The heat is heating up again. Uh-huh. And this is going to be a problem for the Fed to drop rates. And I'm starting to get an inkling. And in the beginning of the year, it seemed like things were reverting backwards a little bit when rates started hitting 8. You didn't want to be in the real estate business then, and because it was literally crickets. It was really starting to get dicey with real estate. That's how much of a pendulum swings one way or another. I can't read that. Maybe I shouldn't, because you don't.
It looks like it's the same person that's been writing anyway.
So anyway, but the pendulum is swinging back in the direction of the accelerating market, and I think that's not something everybody wants to see at the federal level. But in order to see prices drop, guys, this is where it gets like the balance. They're trying to create a balancing act here, because if prices to drop in real estate, let's call it for what it is, you're going to have to get an acceleration of unemployment, an economic recession, and I think that's what they're trying to walk this fine line. I just, they can't, every time it seems like it's going to get better, for some reason, even with the higher interest rates, the acceleration still keeps pushing upward. There's so much money in the system, obviously still sloshing around, so I can't give you an absolute reason as to what's driving values even higher, except for the fact that there's just so few houses on the market. Why that is, I've said in other broadcasts and other things that we do here, is we keep seeing buyers, like, they feel like the price is going to drop. When they do drop, they'll be ready to make the move. But it seems like the waiting game and the waiting game and the waiting game continues to play out. If I told you how many people expected that, if in the last 12 years, a lot of people have said prices of real estate are going to come down. There's been series of events. Prices are going to come down, prices are coming down, and everybody says, I'll wait a little bit longer. And every time they wait a little bit longer, it just keeps going up. So, I mean, I'm not one to say what's going to happen, but you'd have to have a pretty serious recession in order for prices to come down at this point. It's really something to behold. Anyway, what else do we have going on besides it's just getting hot?
I
know. The heat is market.
I know, it's crazy.
And then you know, you've got Belmar and place. That's a hot place too, right?
Yeah, during the summer, it's a good place to go.
Put you on the spot a little bit. Anyway.
We're going to move on to the pending average listing.
Okay.
So the pending average listing is down about 3% month over month.
Okay, so the pending average listing is down. So the price, that means the price at which it was listed for is down. And this is kind of reflective maybe of when the market was starting to creep downward. You're still getting the lagging effect of, that's going to, I can tell by the way things are moving now, that's going to change by next month. So the increased interest rates are definitely going to drive, it's going to drive values, it's going to drive that up higher in the next few months. So I would expect that prices did come down a little bit from higher interest rates for a very brief time. Same thing happened in 2003, 2022 and 2023. There were two periods in those markets where the interest rates rose and prices came down just a fraction, maybe 2%, 1.5%. I think one time it dropped like 3% over the course of 2 months, back in February, March of 2023, earlier last year. Anyway, so, but it's been short-lived. Each time, like we said, 6% rise month over month last month, but it's even higher again this month. It's crazy. It's nuts. I gotta laugh because it's just it's
now
accelerating.
Can I ask why the average listing price decreased month over month, despite an overall year-over-year increase? Because it's up almost 9% year-over-year.
The average
pending average listing.
Well, the pending average listing, I think what happened was I think people were pricing in lower prices for a period of time. There was a point in time where the market slowed down considerably. When the rates started approaching 8% again, and that happened, it's a dampening effect on the market. That's how, like, the market is kind of not balanced in the sense where it's like it is pivoting in a direction that's like as soon as those rates hit 7.5, everything kind of like reverts backwards a bit. in terms of the speed of the market. As soon as they start dropping under like under 7.5, like now, the acceleration begins. That's how it's. And there's a lot of people on the sidelines. And one of the strange things is most of the inventory is, I hate to say this, a lot of it is, it's not like your typical move-up buyer. We're seeing a lot of the house sales, usually involving estates, estate sales, divorces, and that's what the market's limited to. It's not much. Like regular, like I want to move here. People, I want to move up, I want to move down, I want to downsize. Yes, some of the downsizing, but it's very infrequent. Very infrequent. So
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
So then that leads us to the new average listing. So both year over year and month over month, it's up.
There you go.
Year over year, it's up about 10%. Month over month, it's 6% increase.
So 6%. So that people are increasing their listing prices by 6% month over month. That's telling you where things are going. Okay? So we were doing an evaluation on your home, and we start seeing that as a precursor, which we did talk about in the very first thing you mentioned was the days on the market. Days on the market decreasing, showing that there is forward, there's upward, there's tailwinds blowing the market forward. So I think that's what those numbers suggest. So if you're going in, and like I said, people are, you said it's 6% month over month, and 10% for the year. So 6% are coming in a span. That's how much people have changed their trajectory with the market. And I was dealing with somebody the other day, and apparently they're a real estate person. I'm not going to mention names because it's not fair. They're like, the real estate person said the market changed, but for the worse. And I'm like, no, it's not happening, guys. Don't, please, like, this is why, like, you got to pay attention to some of this stuff. If you're not paying attention to, like, how they interpret numbers, you're going to be, don't be bamboozled into the idea. I got to use a simple word.
Bamboozled.
It's like, who uses that word anymore?
No.
I'm not going to be, hi. The big who?
Star?
I don't know who. Someone said hi.
Hi.
And then, where in New York do you work in? We work in Staten Island.
Yes.
SINY.
Staten Island.
And yes, it's Staten Island. So, guys, sorry if I got that question late. But Big Ben, I think I could see it from here.
Yeah.
Keri
you have
is
better eyes
half
than
my
me.
age, and she's got
I'm like,
squint.
how about tonight's
Hockey game? Oh, what about the hockey game? You've been to a few Ranger games, I heard.
I went to 2, yes.
I know they lost both.
They did lose both.
Aren't they in the? Sorry, we did get a question about hockey.
Yes.
Everybody seems to get off the topic.
I know.
I get talking stats on TikTok is probably not. Stay on the topic, big guy. Okay, I will. All right, I promise I'll stay on topic. Sorry, we're going back and forth here.
Yeah, stay
It's a
on
lively
the
crowd
topic.
today. Yeah, so let's stay on the topic.
Yeah.
I have my ADD kicks in.
It's all
and
right.
I may be talking about, next thing I could be talking about.
Yeah, we just went from
Satellites and
hockey,
being
homes
launched
to
from
hockey.
We got distracted by hockey. Go Rangers.
Yeah.
They still in it.
Yeah, they are. I think today's the first game back. I think.
She knows more about hockey than I do. There you go. But anyway, let's get back to the data. The data suggests your headwinds are fading and the tailwinds are blowing. So I do have some concern. The Fed may rate. Look, guys, this is what I'm starting to get a little nervous. I can't tell you that I'm not nervous because I don't like. I hate being a data person because you just spend your time crunching numbers and like you try to figure out trajectories and I'm pretty good with economics and just knowing there's something happening that's very uneasy. I've become on.
You've been saying that also.
I'm just this year I've become increasingly uneasy about where the trajectory. Like I'm an old school philosophy, like simple math and numbers, and there's something like it's like okay, I hate to say this, it's pretty. I get pretty anxious about it at times. So I'm like, when does this stop? It's got to stop somewhere, and when it does stop, what will it look like? Mm-hmm. And that's what troubles me. What will this look like when it stops? And if it doesn't stop, but something has to give. And I feel like we're at like this pivotal point where what's going to give? You're either going to have rampant inflation where if they lower rates, I'm going to say this, if they lower rates and the way things are looking now, you open up Pandora's box. I don't know. They're in a pretty, they're not going. You're not going to see this in the news, but there's something definitely at stake here that I can't put my finger on. But you can't have an acceleration like this. You can have, the asset bubbles continue to increase. I mean, we see copper. Copper's off the wall. We did the things last week.
Yeah, the
copper.
Chocolate,
cocoa.
Yeah.
These things are up 100. That's up 120% cocoa. So your chocolate's going up. Copper is up at a month. I think it went up 36% this month.
You said tea was a big one also.
Tea was up like in 1 month 46%. Tea. And what is going on? Like it's like these things. I said this before, and I said like I always say that there's always signs of froth around when you see like if you know crypto, you see like meme coins like Dogecoin. You see these valuations. Just like this, like I looked at the market cap, which is like how much is invested in some of this junk. There's like junk that's appreciating at like unprecedented rates. Like, what the hell, Dogecoin, whatever you want to call it. It's cryptocurrency and all these things. Like you see these things, these bubbles. Like, there's nothing to it. It's not like there's a reason for it, except it's like put my money here. Well, it's going to stop inflation, but it's also I'm going to tell you something. It's going to separate. I have a funny feeling that when you have inflation like this, you get class separation, and I think that. Because the people are going to have, it's very easy to fool retail investors into buying garbage. Because they see, everybody likes I call it the green candle effect.
What's that?
Green candles is like when everybody likes to buy when they start seeing green.
Oh, okay. I do know.
And
yeah.
There's people, unfortunately, and the separation is like, this is the stuff that's going to bury people in terms of financially, because if you stop playing that game, and it's like gambling to a certain extent. And I think some of the we've talked about Bitcoin, although Bitcoin I think is a little bit more fundamental now than it's ever been. It still has its challenges, but it's definitely becoming into what it should work as much more of a hedge against inflation, and you're starting to see countries adapt it. ETFs have been bought now in multiple countries, but that's because asset bubbles continuously are popping up everywhere. Where that goes, we'll see. But I don't know how you guys feel. I would like to get a survey of people, like what do they feel about the economy? What's the economics for you guys?
Yeah. Well, we kind of did that last.
Because there was a new Harris poll done, and 50% of the people surveyed said we're in a recession, even though it doesn't say we're in an official recession. But there's 50%.
People feel like that.
Yes, and they feel that the times that they're in, it's like so, and you could see that. There's definitely a level of stress out there. Look, it's just that kind of time.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you believe? I don't know. I don't know how to put it. but I really think, what's that? How are you done
Have you ever
a
done?
net listing? We're not allowed to do net listings, my friend. It's illegal in New York State. Net listing, he's asking if what's a net listing. Net listing is when you take a listing and like if I get you, like let's say I want 550,000 for my house. Anything you make up above that, you can keep as commission. So if you get 750, you make $250,000 if you sell it. That's a net listing. You're not allowed to do that in New York. I don't think you're not allowed to do it in New Jersey either. Net listings are illegal. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
Oops.
nice.
Well, because it stops the people from going in and saying, giving people underinflated numbers and then making an absolute killing when the house is officially gets more. It's like, could you imagine telling somebody your house is below market and then like you go to sell it and sells for $200,000 more and the real estate person pockets $200,000 because they undervalued the property? That's why they did it. I thought it was illegal where
You live. I live in Oregon.
it is legal.
So it's legal, however, it's not reckon.
It's not rants.
I can't really.
Yeah, I mean, it may be yeah, and this is obviously, sorry guys, from we see from up and down.
We're looking
We're up and down because we have two modes of cameras going at once. Yeah, in New York it's illegal, and that's the reason why it's illegal, because they don't want real estate people undervaluing someone's property and then reaping ridiculous sums of money at the end. That's just the way it works. I wish I could tell you something different. Anything like, the inflation numbers were a little bit better. I do think that, so let me give you, is there any more questions before
yeah, I have a couple more things that I want to.
I'm just like,
You're good. So we just went over the new average listing.
Right.
I want to talk about the sold average sale now. That is up year over year about 18%, and it's also up month over month, about 9%.
So put that in perspective. In New Jersey, in Monmouth and Ocean counties, the average sale price is up 18%. On Staten Island was up 8%.
Yeah, so it's up.
And this is where I said it's starting to show that Monmouth and Ocean counties may be the hottest real estate markets in the country right now, by far. By far. There's no, and what that is a lot of New York market is moving. So you have what makes that happen is that you have a very high density population that's looking to move to the suburbs, and being an offshoot of New York City, the prices are extremely high. They're driving those prices up outside of and there are people in New Jersey starting to complain about it now because their tax assessments are going up because they're driving the values up, and now it seems like every year, like tax assessments, the tax assessors keep going up, and now people with fixed incomes are like, they really starting to get aggravated. I met somebody who's actually quite upset that we're bringing New York people down to brick. And
they don't like it?
You guys are raising the prices. I can't afford to live here because my taxes keep going up because the prices keep going up.
Oh no.
But I'm not in control of that. But it's, where is your favorite type of...
What's your favorite type of...
listing agreement? Exclusive right to sell, my friend. We do, listen, yeah, that's my favorite kind of listing. And trying to keep on track with both platforms.
Yes.
I'll get to that maybe. Obviously, it's just right to sell. If you make an investment in the process of selling, you really want to see that your investment. Some people make an investment. I tend to make an investment in what I sell. It costs me a lot of money to put a house in the market.
Yes.
That's just a really old question.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you though.
Thank you. I know. We
Thanks
like questions. Yes, we like questions. So the sold medium is also up year over year, about 11%. but it had stayed the same month over month, though.
Yeah, so the sold median sale is kind of stayed. It may be indicative of the price range where people are basically looking, and that's not a wholesale set of data to say that that's something the sold average sales up considerably, so, I mean, I don't even know how that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
To show that you got that in there, I don't know how that's possible. All of these days, I don't even know. Maybe you entered it, didn't you? It was up 10% a year, and then month over month it was the same. I guess.
Well, I mean, it
maybe
changed like $10. $10.
$10?
It changed like $5.
You mean 10%? Yeah.
No, because you see, it was $9.95, and now, so it really didn't.
10.
Yeah.
I don't even know where this even. There's something. Because this can't be this.
Yeah.
We have to look at that data set again.
Okay. I will. Maybe
It's
I did
like,
something.
yeah, I don't think the sold median sale, and then the sold average sale, 671, and that's like a considerable jump from one from the other. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you should.
No, yeah, I'll double check.
Have to double check on that one.
Yes.
And if you see me fixing my collar lock, because I got flyway collars. I feel like 1970s. Oh, God. With these collars. Yeah, if I leave these collars go, it's like they're out to the end.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
It's okay. The 70s style's coming back.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're going to be wearing bell bottoms soon?
I already do.
Really?
I have a pair.
Oh, okay, they're back. That was a 90s thing, too.
Yeah.
The 90s, the 70s, every 20 years.
Yeah.
It's like locusts.
It goes in full circle.
Locusts. The bell bottoms come out every 20 years.
Oh, like the bugs.
Of the cicada.
The cicadas, yes. Yeah, they come out.
Yes, keep your bell bottoms handy. You never know when they're going to come back in style.
Yeah.
Butterfly collars. That's what this is called.
Butterfly collars.
Because they're like the big butterfly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Does anybody wear butterfly collars anymore? I do.
Yeah.
Even if it's by default.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. What's up next?
The average listings are up year over year of 4%.
Active listings are up 4%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are starting to see an increase in inventory.
Yeah, I mean...
Nothing to be 3% month over month. The 4% year over year is it's negligible. New listings, though, are consistently moving upward, too.
Yeah.
Right?
The new listings, pending listings, and sold listings are all up for year over year and month over month.
Pendings are up 7% month over month, 14% for the year at the same time frame. So, I mean, all these things, the new listings, it seems like maybe there's a little thaw in the market. My grandma, I'm sorry, I don't think it's something, it's not her.
Yeah, it doesn't look like real estate related.
No.
No.
Yeah. Yes, no. Anyway, there's got to be like, I got to get a thing. Maybe I could see it on my iPad. I won't do it.
What?
Like the comments.
Oh yeah, to like
I'm gonna get like
instead
one
of
of those big
us.
screens that like you could watch like the whole entire thing play out. So it'll always be like that.
Yeah, I think that would be a good
we have
investment.
To set it different so we can get like.
Yeah, and then we don't have to go like this.
Yeah. We don't have to go squinting at the.
No.
You wearing contacts today?
I am.
I need contacts. I hate these glasses, but anyway, I have what?
I have a.
Coffee table. Oh, there's it. I have no idea what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Anyway, so let's. Is there anything else in closing that we need to go? Because we did the pending listings; they're up.
Yeah.
Everything is showing that the market is fully healthy and continuous ascent. I have problems with, and people may not like it, but this is not healthy growth. So, I mean, I like to say that everybody likes to see prices. I always like to see that prices go up, obviously. But you got to remember, you're buying in the same market you're selling in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, anybody can get any free rides here. Especially like, everybody wants to sell high and buy low. You sell high and you buy high, you sell low and you buy low. Unless you're buying investment properties. It's not, you just can't, there's no circumstance will not change. I don't see this changing. I really don't. If you ask me what my future projection is, if you're making a decision whether a place is right for you or not right for you, make it on those decisions, because financially it's probably going to end up in the same, you're either going to make that decision now in the same predicament you will be making in 10 years. Mm-hmm. You have to make a decision, and if you make that decision, it's like no matter where you go, no matter what you do, the prices move universally in most cases. But if you are going to Florida, the very first southwestern part of Florida is probably where prices have seen the biggest decline. So if you're going in that direction, there may be a deal to be had. You'll always, I can't say. Have a great day. Hope market goes up. Yeah, if you're buying Bitcoin, it's sure going up.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah.
So that's the only hedge against inflation is, it seems like gold, Bitcoin, silver, all accelerating, and that should be that, but that's not a good sign. Acceleration of gold where it's going is not. All these things, these assets classes are really seeing like double-digit growth now, month over month, and it's continuing at the same. Saying that inflation's heating up. The Fed's in a bind, and I'm going to tell you what the bind is. There are cracks in the foundation of the economy, because there's I don't know whether they're reporting economic data the way they used to, but they're leaving pieces out of CPI data, and if they don't and we're in this, people don't really want the solution. I think that's really, and I know guys, prices are high, and here's the thing is, if you don't want prices high, you're going to have to experience a pretty serious recession, and that's the only way prices will come down. That means a lot of unemployment, means a lot of pain, and that's what they're trying to avoid. And this is there's no, I've said this before, inflation at these rates, maybe a little slow, hopefully, but I don't think it's going away, and I don't think there's a way out of it. The federal deficits are up, household debts way up. So if you crack the foundations of those two principles without creating inflation, if you don't, you're on an unsustainable path. Mm-hmm. How much debt could you possibly, the country is at record levels. Personal debt, government debt, all these debts it's wild to say that the debt is getting worse and worse and worse. The I think it was $35 trillion was the federal deficit.
Wow.
Between $1 trillion in interest expenses. And they say basically we passed it would take a whole 2 months pretty soon it's going to take a whole 2 months of the entire tax base revenue for the government to pay just the debt service. So 2 months, you'd have to scrap 2 months. It's like saying 2 months out of the year, the federal government would have to just fund, not the debt, the service to the debt.
Wow, so 2 months.
So a full 2 months of tax revenues. I read that in a report. That's crazy. And that's scary. Frankly, that's the part that and my wife argues with me. She goes, "How do you get?" Because sometimes I rail about this stuff. I said, "This is out of control," and I'm scared. Mm-hmm. I do. I get very nervous about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I'm like, I can't worry about it. Because it's I have to worry about it. There's something going on. It's you have to worry about it, and it's and a lot of people they want to keep the cap on it, but I can't. I'm a weatherman by trade, and sometimes you don't like what the weatherman has to say, but you're gonna have to deal with the storm. I always say, and I just think at the end of the day, it's not. I don't want to. I mean, I kind of get a little freaked out about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I do. she'll tell you, she'll hear me rail for a good 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
there's something wrong. There is something wrong.
Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. Parts of the economy are all moving on evenly. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's like, you try, and I have a habit of trying to make sense of things. Somebody says my biggest weakness is analyzing. I have a freaking, I get data and I just sit there, and now there's ChatGPT analyst, and she's sitting there watching me take photos of stuff and analyzing data.
Yeah. You love it.
It's because you can predict things through data, and it's like, I don't know why I need to know. I don't know. I need to just like be the person that doesn't care. Ignorance is truly bliss.
It is.
It really is. I need to be more ignorant.
Yeah.
It'll spare me my anxiousness over seeing numbers. But
Yeah.
anyway, I need to be. I need to. You gotta give me a page of your playbook. She's so happy and jolly most of the time.
Yeah. This weather, it's the weather. Just enjoy it.
See, that's the good part about you. That's the thing that I need to learn from you.
What?
Is that you could go out, look at the sun, and say it's nice weather. And me, my head's always in the clouds, thinking about tomorrow. When I should be enjoying today.
Yeah. Gotta enjoy
really
the
gotta
present.
do that.
You gotta enjoy the present.
So I've got to start working on that. That's one of my things I need to work on for the remainder of this year. It's not a New Year's resolution. It's got to be a permanent one.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, you'll
it's
do
like
good.
que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we have for today. I don't think we have any more to say.
No.
Unless you guys
That's
have
it
a
for New
question.
Jersey.
It's 4:19.
For 19.
I really want to cut this off because I'm getting tired.
Yeah, but getting it.
And I want
Wiggly
to thank
right
you
now.
guys, the remaining people that are here.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully you found it interesting. And if you have a question, obviously shoot us a DM. And if you have a problem with my collar, you can let me know. Because I'm playing with this collar. It's like in the video, I'm going to see myself yanking
I know,
on
me
collars to
too.
try to like.
Me too. I'm hot. I should have took off the jacket.
Yeah.
Cardigan.
You're nice. You're tanner than me today.
I didn't even self-tan this week, so I don't know what that means.
Here's my level of stress.
Maybe.
Anyway, let's not go there. Anyway, it was great talking to you guys. Hopefully you found the stats interesting. Again, numbers continue to accelerate in the New Jersey, Monmouth and Ocean County areas, and we don't see that slowing down in the numbers.
Nope.
So enjoy your stock portfolio. It's doing awesome. 401k, great.
Yes.
We gotta get
Good.
into 401k. Anyway, have a great day, guys.
Bye,
We'll talk to you soon.
guys. Take care.